أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. The meeting of the two seas, between which is a barrier which will never be crossed. Which of the favors of your Lord would you then deny? Sadaqallahu al-Ali al-Azim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to this journey in which we are going step by step from this life to the next. We have now entered into the immediate world, the Barzakh, the barrier between this life and the next, the place where our souls will remain and continue to grow until the final resurrection and the hereafter. Some have been questioned in their grave. Some have endured, indeed all have endured the squeezing of the grave. We have been laid to rest. People have left our gravesite and gone on with their lives. What will happen to us? It is an adjustment for the soul to learn to live in the Barzakh, and it is said that it will be easier for those of us who have an idea where we are going. People who do not believe in the soul, people who do not believe that there is a hereafter, people who think there is only this material existence and that's it, will be deeply confused at this time because they will be seeing a reality that they did not at all expect. So inshallah, the more we think about the afterlife, we reflect on the many ayat of the Holy Quran about the afterlife, the easier the transition will be. It's a bit like being dropped in another country. If you've never been to China and all of a sudden you wake up there someday, you will be very surprised. But if you read guidebooks and know that you're going to go there eventually, inshallah, it will be easier, even though, of course, nothing can really 100% prepare you for a new experience in life. However, we have to have faith that this is a journey we are all created to take. And inshallah, if we bring good deeds and good character with us on this journey, then it will be a pleasant one. We will be met in the grave by another angel. And this is really before the soul has decided to leave its physical body. And this angel will be requiring us to do something that will be very difficult and a bit painful for many of us. And that is, we will be compelled to record all of our deeds. There are many things in life we do not remember. If you were to ask me right now, Amina, what do you remember from when you were 6 years old? I might be able to tell you a few things, but I'm not going to remember what happened every single day or why I did it. In fact, my memory may be a bit confused. That is not how it will be in the Barzakh. We will remember everything. Not only will we remember everything, but we will see a physical form of our deeds. This form will be like a companion. Like the Holy Prophet ﷺ said to one of his companions, "No, you have no choice but to be buried with a companion who is alive while you are dead." So there will be something there with us in the Barzakh. If this companion is noble, then this companion will honor you. But if this companion is evil, then it will overpower you. And what is this companion that will be greeting us in our graves? It will be our deeds. It will be the embodiment and form of our deeds. So inshallah, we will have very beautiful companions waiting for us in the next life because of all of the good things that we have done. At any rate, at this point, we will have to bear witness to everything we have done, and we will be compelled by this angel that comes to us to write it down. Some of us will be ashamed. We will say, "I can't write this down. It's too embarrassing. I can't say these sorts of things about myself." And then the angel will be very stern, as angels are wont to be, and say, "You are not ashamed in front of the Lord of all the worlds. So therefore, write what you have done." And so we will be forced to write our own books, and then the books will be shut. The books will be somehow attached to us, and then they will be left aside until the actual day of judgment. After that, the soul will start to explore this new world, the world of the Barzakh, which is very big, much bigger than the physical universe. And it may begin to meet friends and family. People who knew you in this life may come to see you. After all, you are a new arrival. Just like sometimes when someone you know arrives at Heathrow Airport or the train station, you go to see them. People you knew or had some connection to may come and see you. So you will have the opportunity to see people you knew, and eventually you will also start to make new friends in the Barzakh. You will feel attracted to people who are of a similar nature. So if, for example, you were a person who liked to remember Allah frequently and were very sincere in that, you will be attracted to very sincere souls of a similar nature, even if you had no connection in this life. There are many things that happen in the Barzakh, many aspects of the Barzakh. There's a lot of topography that is mentioned in our ahadith, but suffice it to say there are nicer and less nicer areas. I mean, sometimes you want to buy a house, for example, and there are certain areas where the real estate agent says, this place is very, very nice. It has an ocean view and fresh air, or maybe it's on a mountaintop somewhere, so this is a very expensive house. Okay, not all mountain houses are expensive, but you get the point. Nice real estate. There are very nice areas in the Barzakh. And these, of course, are allowed for people who have earned them, inshallah. They do have pure souls and can enjoy these areas. And then there are some less nice areas, maybe areas where there's a lot of pollution or a lot of traffic, for those who unfortunately have not earned the capability to be in the nicer areas. Inshallah, we are allowed to enter into the nicer areas. Still, this is not the same thing as the eternal heaven and hell that we will meet. We will also be very recognizable in the Barzakh. We will look similar enough to ourselves that people will be able to recognize us by sight. That is to say, there will be some essence of ourself that carries on. If you think about it, we can oftentimes recognize people throughout their lives, even if they change in their physical form. It's not quite clear what exactly is the recognizable thing about them, but you meet people sometimes who can see someone when they're 5 years old, and then they recognize them when they're 35 years old, although there has been a lot of change. So that essential essence of ourselves will still be visible. This is why people we knew will be able to recognize us. However, there will be some adjustments. One of the things that has been said is, inshallah, we will be in a slightly more perfected form, no scars, no pimples, no wrinkles, etc. We will be in a more idealized form of our essential self. However, if we have developed some very negative characteristics due to some negative acts, those will also be visible. For example, it's related that when the Holy Prophet ﷺ went on the Mi'raj, so he went on the ascension, heavenly ascension, he saw some people in the Barzakh, and their bodies were different because of things they had done on the earth. For instance, some people had flappy lips, big flappy lips. What do you think they were doing? They were spreading a lot of gossip and scandal, maybe lies, maybe truth. They were people who harmed others through talking, and so their flappy lips grew out of proportion. And then there are people who will be shining with a very beautiful light, and these will be those who sacrificed themselves in the way of Allah. So we will have our essential recognizable form, but beyond that, there will be some adjustments based on what we did. One of the most popular questions we have is there any relationship between this life and life in the Barzakh? Can we talk to people in the Barzakh? Can they talk to us? Can we benefit them? Can we benefit us? In general, there is a separation. That is what Barzakh means. it is as if there is some sort of wall between this life and the next. But of course, we know there is a bit of interchange. One of the things that is mentioned in our hadith is that people who go on to the Barzakh have the capacity to come back and visit this world, for instance, to visit their family or their children, in accordance with the level of their deeds. I bet you thought I was going to say on Thursday nights or the night of Friday. That is also mentioned. However, what is emphasized is it is in accordance with the level of their deeds. So the higher the iman or the faith of this person, and of course that relates to the deeds, the more of an opportunity they will have to come and visit people in this life. And it is also said that because of their faith, Allah will shield them from things that are distressing to them. So, for instance, if your grandfather passes away, and inshallah he was a mu'min, he was a believer, if he comes back on one of these Thursday nights or at some other time, he's not going to see you slouching around, stuffing your face with crisps and watching crummy reruns on TV, because he'd think, this person is really wasting their life. No, he's going to see you in a dignified form, maybe praying or studying or helping people, so that he will go back to the Barzakh, inshallah, and be happy with what he is seeing. But the capacity to do that is related to the faith of the deceased person. Of course, there are many things we can do in this life that do affect people in the Barzakh. First and foremost, we can pray for them. We should not forget that. We live in such a materialistic era that we forget about the value of prayer. Prayer affects people who are passed away and living in the Barzakh a lot. They benefit from it a lot. They want it. Reciting Quran on their behalf, doing dua for them, giving charity for them, doing good deeds in their name, whether that's spoken or just simply a silent intention. All of these things are tremendously beneficial to them, and they will appreciate it. Conversely, there are many things that we ourselves bring with us to the next life and continue to benefit us even when we have passed on. We are probably familiar with them, but just to remind ourselves, it's mentioned that having righteous children or grandchildren, inshallah, will continue to benefit us after we've passed on. Having students, planting trees, or just bringing about any sort of good practice in this life. So anything we do that keeps on bearing fruit, literally or metaphorically in this life, will also have a good impact on us in the Barzakh. So all of this can help us think about what do we wish to do in this life? What kind of perpetual legacy, inshallah, do we wish to leave behind? And what can we do for those who have passed on? Stay tuned for the next episode in which we will continue this exciting journey towards the life beyond. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.